JavaScript is everywhere. It's in every job listing, every coding interview, every modern web app. But here's what nobody tells you. Most people learn JavaScript backward. They learn syntax rules, memorize methods, and then wonder why they can't build anything. In this video, I'm showing you what JavaScript really is, how it actually works under the hood, what problems it solves, and why it's the foundation of everything on the web. And stick around until the end. I've built something that takes you from understanding JavaScript to actually building with it. No fluff, just the fundamentals. Let's go. So, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is the only client-side language, meaning it runs on your computer inside your browser. When you load a web page, your browser downloads an HTML file, and that file can load JavaScript using a script tag. Now, let's talk about the actual language. The first thing everyone gets wrong is variables. Most tutorials make them sound like rocket science. They're not. Variables are literally just boxes that remember things for you. That's it. Check this out. On the first line, I create a box called name and put the text boss inside it. On the second line, another box called age with the number 25. The third line, a box called is coding with true or false. These are three different types of data: strings, numbers, and booleans. Your entire app is just boxes talking to each other. Once you get that, variables stop being boring and start being powerful. You've also got compound data that holds multiple values, like a list of items, and objects that act like dictionaries. You give it a key and it returns the value. Now here's where it gets spicy. Functions. Functions are basically your app's employees. You give them a job, and they do it over and over without complaining. Here's a super simple example of a function. So on the first line, I'm defining a function, giving it instructions. The function is called greet, and it takes one piece of information called name. Inside the function, it prints hey plus whatever name you give it. Then I call the function twice with different names. Each time, it does the same job, but with different input. That's the power of functions. But here's the twist nobody expects. Functions can also return values. They can do work and give you something back. Here, the function add takes two numbers, adds them together, and returns the answer. When I call add 5 and 3, it gives me back 8. Which I store in the result box. Functions that return values are powerful because now you can use that answer in other parts of your code. You just created a reusable machine. That's 50% of becoming a developer right there. You want to know what separates amateurs from pros? The ability to make decisions and repeat tasks. With conditionals, your code can actually think. Here's what happens. The code checks the score. If it's 90 or higher, it prints A+. If it's not 90, but it is 80 or higher, it prints A. If it's lower than 80, it prints try again. Your code just made a decision based on logic. That's what apps are made of. Now, imagine you're a developer, and your boss says, hey, I need you to print the numbers 1 to 100 on the screen. Without knowing about loops, you'd be typing for hours. That's the old way. Now here's the solution. Loops. 3 lines of code, done. Same result in seconds instead of hours. Here's how it works. I equals 1 means start at 1. I less than or equal to 100 means keep going while I is 100 or less. I plus plus means add 1 to I after each loop. So the loop prints 1, then 2, then 3, all the way to 100. Once it reaches 101, the condition I less than or equal to 100 is false, so the loop stops. That's the power of loops. They take repetitive work and crush it. Loops and conditionals are just ways of telling your code. Do this if this happens, or repeat this while that's happening. Your brain is bigger than the syntax. Don't overthink it. JavaScript has evolved a lot. One huge part is asynchronous programming, doing operations that take time, like network requests. When you fetch data from a server, you don't know when it'll come back, or if it'll fail, so you have to handle both cases. The modern way is async and await. The await keyword pauses your code until the request comes back. Clean and easy. Okay, moment of truth. Your code can actually change what the user sees in real time. Watch this. Document.querySelector button means, hey, go find the first button element on this page. Then .textContent equals I was clicked means change the text inside that button to say I was clicked. You just grabbed an element from the website and changed its text. But that's boring because it only happens once. What if something happens when the user clicks? First, I find the button and store it in a box called button. Then, add an event listener click function, means when someone clicks this button, run the code inside these curly braces. Inside that code, the button's text changes to "you clicked me," and its background color turns red. This is where JavaScript becomes magic. You're not just storing data anymore, you're making the website respond to what the user does. But here's the real power move. What if we combine everything? Click count is a variable that starts at 0. Every time the button is clicked, click count ++ increases by 1. Then, the code checks, is this the first click, the 5th, the 10th? Based on the answer, it changes the button's text and color differently. The event listener handles the clicks. The variables track the state. The conditionals make decisions. DOM manipulation changes the screen. That's your entire app right there. That's JavaScript. You just built something that actually works and responds to the user. That's not a toy project. That's a foundation. Master these 4 concepts, and you're honestly 80% of the way there. The rest is just practice and knowing which libraries to grab. Now here's the thing. If you're serious about actually building JavaScript projects that get you hired, I've created something for you. It's called JavaScript Launchpad, a Notion template that walks you through 15 real interactive projects. DOM apps, games, API integrations, the stuff that actually goes on a portfolio. No theory, no frameworks, just pure building. It comes with a skill tracker so you can measure your progress, cheat sheets for quick reference, and a portfolio export guide to show employers what you built. Seriously, this is the path I wish I had when I was learning. Links in the description. But before you bounce, check out my video, The Web Dev Roadmap I Wish I Had. It breaks down the exact blueprint for going from 0 to job ready. You'll get the big picture of what's ahead, and then JavaScript Launchpad fills in all the hands-on practice. Just click it, and I'll see you there.